While she was bleeding, the officer in charge threatened her to make sure that not a single drop of blood should fall on the floor, and she was forced to drink the water soaked with her blood. I do not know before independence whether British police they also dared to torture in such a way or not. Today I am, my lord, opening up my case, though I should have started placing my case 4 days earlier. But today I got the opportunity. My lord, four
My lord,
petitioners.
My lord, Mr. Chatterjee may exercise all his rights and opportunities. But kindly give me this liberty to come back if your lordship feels that your lordship needs to hear me. Otherwise, my lord, I don't think I need anything to add. May I take?
Please.
I'm grateful.
My lord, four petitioners are before your lordship. All the four petitioners, they are highly educated and they are having their postgraduate degrees, and they are the members of a particular political party, All India Democratic Students Organization, AIDSO. What happened
The
on
political party or a students' front?
students organization of a political party, student organization. Well, on 3rd March 2025, these girls, totaling 8 persons, in front of gate number 1 of Vidyasagar University, Medinipur, at 10:15 a.m., they were showing a peaceful demonstration. Number 1, they were showing a peaceful demonstration because this is not the case of the prosecution or the investigating agency that they destroyed any government property or they have looted anything or vandalized anything. This is not the case. And my lord, it is in the footage of all the media also. What happened on that day? They were showing peaceful demonstration. Suddenly, a team of 60 police officers, 60 police persons. Yes, only 8 members were there, but 60 police persons, they arrived over there and they charged heavily upon these persons, these 8 persons, brutally tortured, assaulted on the students, and thereafter they dragged them in a police van.
Just 1 minute, Mr. Chatterjee. Call Mr. Banerjee. Mr. Banerjee, I forgot to tell Mr. Dotto, you have got the records from the time when these girls were taken over there to the police station till they were released.
My lord, on the earlier date,
But another thing, my learned friend Mr. Chatterjee Lord is seeing all the students, but they are not the students. 5 years back, they have already passed away.
Those are all different things, sir. Factual aspect.
Yes.
Those records, would you be able to photostat copy will serve the purpose? Would you be able to hand over to the court?
my lord, in reply to Mr. Banerjee's submission, I must say that these persons, be the students or not students, they did not enter into the university even. They were showing the peaceful
Place your case. Rebuttal afterwards. Place your case.
Thereafter, all the petitioners, they were severely beaten up by lathis, fists and blows when they fell down, assaulted by boots. And these were seen in the media footages also, that police persons, they are kicking them. And it has fallen from your lordships that in the injury report, there were the injury of heavy blunt weapons. That could be by the assault done by the boots. And due to the assault, they were severely injured. Petitioner number 3, another girl, became unconscious. In such condition, they were forcefully taken into the police van. This is our case. I have stated in my petition that they begged for water, not given. They prayed for medical aid, not provided. And they were taken to women police station, Patna Bazar. And my lord, this is also our case, that in the Nagorik Suraksha Sanghita also in section 53, preliminary medical aid was neither given nor any medical checkup was done when they were taken inside the lockup, inside the police station. Number 1, they were kept inside a lockup where there was no CCTV. This is our number 1 allegation. There was no CCTV. They were kept in such a room. There, the OC of the said women police station, along with other 5 police persons, started torturing them mercilessly with abusive and filthy languages. Took out their took out their belt and started beating them with belt. Such brutal and merciless torture continued for 20 minutes. Even brutality reached its peak while they were torturing, while they were playing loud Hindi music. I have stated, my lord, if your lordship kindly comes to paragraph 15, I'm reading page 9, paragraph 15. I am reading from paragraph 14 very specifically. At the women police station, the petitioners were thrown into a room which was not the lockup, and the petitioners later realized that there was no CCTV cameras installed in the said room. Paragraph 15. One lady police officer whom the petitioners had seen at the gate of the Vidyasagar University when the petitioners and others were brutally assaulted and detained, then appeared before the petitioners in the said room and identified herself as the officer in charge of the women police station, and she along with 4 other lady police officers, that is a group of 5 lady police officers at the women police station, then started beating and assaulting the petitioners mercilessly all over their bodies while hurling abusive and filthy languages. The officer in charge took out her belt and used it as a whip to beat the petitioners. Such brutal and merciless act of atrocities went on continuously for the next 20 minutes or more. Paragraph 16. The petitioners state that in the meantime, while they were being mercilessly beaten up at the room, the officer in charge asked her colleagues to play songs so that she could better feel the excitement while beating the petitioners. Loud Hindi songs were then played at the police station and the beating continued. Thereafter, the petitioner number 2, 3, and 4 were taken to the lockup, and the petitioner number 1 was kept in the said room alone. 2 police officers were then asked by the officer in charge to stand on the leg of the petitioner number 1, which they did. And the officer in charge then mercilessly beat her with a cane. While the petitioner number 1 was crying with pain, she was asked her name and address, and she was unable to utter any word owing to such pain and trauma. The petitioner, Tanushree Bej, was then called from the lockup and was brought to the room and was asked to write the name and address of the petitioner number 1 on a piece of paper. While Tanushree Bej tried to write the name, the officer in charge beat her with cane on her knuckles. The abuses in the filthiest language continues all along. Tanushree Bej was asked about her qualification, and she replied that she was a postgraduate in English, and she was taunted that she could not even write the name despite having a master degree in English. It is needless to mention that Tanushree Bej was unable to write because the constant beating on her knuckles with the cane by the officer in charge.
But may I say one thing, Lord?
Yes.
Lord, Mr. Chatterjee then again, Lord, repeated, Lord,
I have not.
no. Yes, he has already started, and this answer has been given by Mr. Dotto, Milord, when
I have not opened up my mouth.
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Learned
Then, Milord, your Lordship.
place
No.
those
Now the question of law access to
advantageous
justice.
to him. These
Because your Lordship has said,
your
so far as my memory,
kindly
as far as my memory, Milord,
my lord, why
you kindly rebut me from my mind.
Banerjee,
Your Lordship kindly
I
recall
can-
your Lordship's memory.
Then
Then again,
what's the
Milord, then again, your
My
Lordship.
lord, I not
Again,
follow.
again.
What
Lord.
again?
Yes.
For the
Yes,
first
let
time,
him-
I
let him-
got
let
my
him say,
opportunity
then
to
we shall-
open up
we
my
shall-
mouth.
We shall again, Milord,
Banerjee,
we shall again reply to that. And every
I do not know
no,
why
this is
Mr.
not
Banerjee
a
prevented me.
Milord place of
For the
lecture,
last 4
not a
days,
place of
I
lecture,
waited.
not a place
This
of
is my
lecture or
position.
Milord concocted
Learned
story,
Advocate General placed
concocted
those
and fabricated
paragraphs,
story.
those
If they
paragraphs
will- Yes,
which were advantageous, beneficial for him.
all right.
I did not
Let
get
him
the
complete.
opportunity.
Then we shall again start.
Oh,
Again
thank
start.
you, sir. Thank
Then
you.
your Lord, yes,
Thank
no
you.
question of thanks.
Thank you.
And
Kindly
thank
allow
you.
me to read.
Yes.
These are our allegations.
Yes.
Now
this
question
is the
arose
place
whether
where
access
he
access
wants
to
to be
access to
ventilate
justice
his
can be
grievances.
given to 4 girls or
Yes.
not. Then
I-
these are the
I
reasons.
can also made out
why
a
we
story,
are
my lord,
telling
and
for
I can
access to
also
justice.
ventilate before your Lordship.
You will
Yes.
get your chance.
Yes.
Yes, you will get your chance.
Then again,
Tanushree
Milord,
Bej was asked about her.
Milord,
The
kindly
petitioner-
consider. But he has started, we shall also reply to that.
My lord, these
Then question of law
paragraphs were not placed before your
subject to
lordship.
correction. Yes.
The petitioner number 1 was then asked why they went to Vidyasagar University, to which she replied that it was a pre-announced protest, and hearing such, the officer in charge said that she would teach them the actual meaning of protest. The officer in charge also threatened, saying that there are several places within the premises of the police station and no one would know if the bodies of the petitioners are buried there under. The petitioner number, this paragraph was placed by London Advocate General, paragraph number 22. The petitioner number 1 then asked to write her name on a piece of paper while 2 police officers were still standing on her legs. While the petitioner number 1 tried to write her name, hot melted wax. This is our specific allegation, and that's why we were trying to show the injuries to the medical officers. Initially, the medical officers of Medinipur Hospital, they did not want to see our injuries because there were pressure. That's why we came at Calcutta and we and we consulted the doctors of Calcutta Medical College, my lord. There, those whispers were there that injuries were by heavy blunt injury. Hot melted wax from a burning candle was poured into her hands, for which she sustained several burns. Petitioner number 1 was then taken to the lockup, while the petitioner Tanushree Bej was kept in the room, and the police officer then started beating Tanushree Bej mercilessly till she became senseless. When she came back to her senses, she found herself in the room of the officer in charge. Paragraph 24. Barnali Nayok was taken to the room from the lockup. She was pulled by her hair in such a manner that she could not touch her feet to the ground. The officer in charge brutally assaulted on the face of Barnali Nayok with her knee and then with her boot, due to which she started to bleed. While she was bleeding, the officer in charge threatened her to make sure that not a single drop of blood should fall on the floor, and she was forced to drink the water soaked with her blood. I do not know before independence whether British police, they also dared to torture in such a way or not. The next turn for such one ruthless torture was for Tanushree Bej, who was then taken to the said room. She was the one had already become senseless once in the morning while she assaulted near the Vidyasagar University. Both Tanushree and Barnali were asked to beat each other. They were directed to beat each other. When they refused, they were again brutally assaulted. Hot melted wax from a burning candle was also poured into the hands of Tanushree, especially at her fingers. All the 4 petitioners were then put inside lockup together and were kept there without any food or water. At around 1 p.m., 2 packets of biscuits were given. The lockup, its floor and walls, including the toilet inside, were extremely dirty, and no paper or cloth was provided to sit. The petitioners were struggling with pain and could not stand. At about 2 p.m., they were provided rice and dal and unclean water in a dirty bottle, which were undrinkable. They were blatantly refused even clean drinking water. Inside the lockup, a few moments before they were provided with such food, the petitioners met with one Sucharita Das of SFI, and as informed by her, she was also brought at the police station for protesting. The petitioners were then given in a broom and were asked to clean the lockup. Bhavani Chakraborty, a local committee member, your petitioner, came to visit the petitioners sometime in the afternoon at the police station, and then the petitioners, one after another, were taken out from the lockup to the room of the officer in charge. None of the petitioners were being able to walk properly to the room of the officer in charge due to the severe torture inflicted upon them by the police. And while they entered into the room, one at a time, where Bhavani Chakraborty was waiting to visit them, the officer in charge reprimanded them all for deliberately not walking properly and trying to create a drama of nothing. While the petitioner number 1 entered the room of the officer in charge to have a visit with Bhavani Chakraborty, are wearing apparel were in a torn condition due to the torture inflicted upon her. Noticing such, the officer in charge immediately assured that she would be given some clothing, apparently in order to please the visitor. Thereafter, my lord, at 2:20 midnight, it has already been admitted by the learned Advocate General, they were taken out. Question arises. Number one, where is the CCTV? When they entered, all right, they did not torture, but they entered in the morning at about 11 or after 11. They went out of the police station at 2:20. This has been admitted. What they were doing inside the correctional home, inside the police lockup, what kind of behavior was done towards them, whether police have any CCTV footages, I shall show the National Human Rights Commission recommendations. I shall show several citations of Honorable Apex Court regarding the condition of a police station. Do they have any CCTV footages regarding the behavior, what they received from police station, why they were kept till 2:20 a.m.? Thereafter, kindly comes to paragraph 39, page 15. I'm reading from 38. The petitioner number 1 was specifically targeted by the police officers and was humiliated, ridiculed, and scorned for hailing from a tribal community. My lord, I shall read the sections of the particular act. Can they say this regarding their caste? Can they say any unwanted words regarding their caste? Ridiculed and scorned for hailing from a tribal community and was severely humiliated over her caste and tribe in a filthiest manner, continuously, openly, and loudly, in order to ensure that such abuses could be heard by all present at the police station. Suddenly, at about 2 a.m. in the night on March 4, my lord kindly appreciates, they were taken in they passed the intervening night of 3rd March and 4th March inside the police lockup. And after 2 a.m. on March 4, 2025, the petitioners were made to wake up and were taken to the room of the officer in charge, where they were asked to sign on printed forms, which the petitioners signed under fear and compulsion, and the petitioners were asked to leave the police station immediately. On being asked where they would go in the middle of the night, the officer in charge replied that it was not her concern. Fortunately, the petitioners found their senior party members waiting at the police station. This question arose, what they were doing. I am asking myself, is this unnatural? 4 girls, they were taken inside the lockup in the morning. Until midnight, they were not allowed to go home. If party workers come to the police station, is this unnatural? Is this the case of the police? Does they have again vandalized the police station? No, this is not the case. Nothing was done by the party workers. They were waiting outside the police lockup or the police station to take the girls to their home, because they were anxious. What happened to these girls? Is this unnatural? I'm asking myself. Fortunately, the petitioners found their senior party members waiting at the police station, and the petitioners ultimately left the police station and headed for their respective homes. But my lord, the torture not ended herein. On the next morning of March 4, 2025, the petitioner, through their senior party members, were informed that they would need to attend the Kotwali police station at Midnapur at 10 a.m. Why? I am asking myself, any case started? Why they were again called on in Kotwali police station? Despite the horrific experience of the former day and still not fully recovered from the agony and the trauma, they all reached at the Kotwali police station by 10 a.m. and waited there at till 1 p.m. This is the reason why they were unable to meet the doctors of Medinipur hospital then and there, because they were again called in the police station and forcefully and they compelled these four girls to wait there till 1 p.m. However, nor did the inspector in charge or any other police officer pay any heed to them. The petitioners had carried with them a written complaint narrating the horrific acts of atrocities inflicted to them at the women police station on the previous day and about the blatant illegal detention, and sought to submit the same before the Kotubali police station. However, the police officers on duty blatantly refused to even look at their complaint. I am asking myself, is this the system of access for common people to the justice?